Hey, hey, it's January, and you and I both know what that means. Your brain is actually planning a coup in your life, and it's something about the beginning of the year that really makes our mind want to throw a wrench into the status quo, like into this self-improvement storm. So you can run, you can try to hide, but everywhere that you look, there's just talk of resolutions, of improving yourself. And all of the people on social media and out there are throwing their specific solutions and ideas your way. So friends, I'm Dory Danatel, and in this video, I'm actually going to go through walk you through some really basic ways to start the new year in a way so that you can trust and know that you actually can and will have genuine growth and transformation this year. Listen, if you're being honest with yourself after the holidays, you may be feeling a little sluggish and somewhat subpar. And that can happen whether you ate too much or you drank too much or both. Or you just put aside your exercise. Maybe you went to bed late and got up early too many days in a row and you were just too busy to take care of yourself. Whatever it was, you can really easily fall prey to this massive amount of messaging that's happening at the beginning of the year from companies and individuals that are really kind of coercing or attempting to coerce you into resolution making with their solution, right? So does this mean that if you want to give up making resolutions or the whole resolution process, that you have to toss aside any hopes for the new year? Can I get a no? It doesn't. We really all want to remain interested in improving our lives, right? Our future doesn't have to be futile. It can actually be fabulous when we personalize our efforts in a way that makes change reasonable and reachable. So let me ask you, have you ever said, say at the front of a year, this year I'm going to whatever, fill in the blank, right? I'm guessing that you probably have at some point in your life. And although maybe not this year, because I've learned that the percentage of adults making New Year's resolutions is actually on the decline. And I want to think in my heart of hearts, that's because we're just getting wise to the falsehood of resolution making hoopla, and we're getting realistic about change. Which, by the way, change can be done any time of year, any moment, any day, in any month, right? I want to promise that you have not missed out on a good time to change moment because it's not a Monday or it's not the beginning of a year, the beginning of January. Seriously, I dare you to find a Tuesday in like March or something and try to use the strategies that I'm outlining here today in this video. And I think you'll be pleasantly shocked with how well that works. All right, so for my first tip for a non-resolution way of transforming yourself, if you're thinking of something that you'd like to change this year, then make it last for the year, right? Clearly it would be something that you want, something that you long for. And I'm going to guess that in spite of the fact that you are saying that you want to change this year, what you're really doing, if you tune into your subconscious thoughts or are really frank and honest with yourself, you're not interested in working on something all year. Instead, you're just saying it this year, right? But the truth is, what you really want to do is nail that in by February. I think the single reason, the single issue with resolutions, because 92% of them are abandoned by February, is this very situation. We're really not interested in a year-long journey. But here's the thing, whether we're interested or not, we're on a year-long journey. So I would encourage all of us just to take the scenic route, like see what's out there, really try to enjoy the whole process and do that in a more moderate and gradual way. This is how lasting change actually happens and works. So why not reframe your thinking to be able to notice the beautiful and varied road you're on and just kind of try to bask in that extended time. It all doesn't have to happen this very moment. So along with the scenic route, We also want to do another thing. We want to take it slowly. I mentioned gradual. And so I want you to think like leisurely, gentle, relaxed. Doesn't that sound good? Listen, you've tried the quick route, the shortcut. You've done this already. How many times have you done this? Every diet out there promises that it's going to be quick, right? And somehow we believe it every single time. It's what I like to call magical thinking, right? This health thing, there's nothing quick about it. Quick signifies that you have a starting point and then that you go gangbusters and then you finish and it's over in a short period of time. And health just isn't like that. Listen, we're here on this earth for decades if we're lucky. And our health isn't something that we just address for a week or a month or at the beginning of every year. And that's true, especially for those of us who want lasting health. And if there's one tip I want you to take away today, it's that a slow and steady approach to your health is the magic. Drop that idea of a quick fix and then keep listening, all right? So next, when you're taking the turtle route, and by the way, if you don't know me or you didn't grow up with me, you may not know this, but I actually grew up with pet turtles. So I appreciate the slow and steady route. So you want to take the slow and steady route and go small. Yes, we always hear this, go big or go home. But I'm telling you right now, reframe that and say, go small and go smart. In fact, I would suggest that you try to implement the smallest little piece of your big year-long goal until it becomes automatic. I teach this process in my Health Habits That Stick challenge and my work with my harmonized health clients to really grasp the power of how habits are truly formed and how when we come at it this way, the scenic, steady, small way, we're actually making transformational changes that are filled with peace and ease, not struggle and strife. We want peace and ease, right? That's what I want. So thirdly, too often the advice is to change our health by stopping something, right? Stop eating junk food. Stop filling your plate over emotions. Stop binging on food while you're binging on Netflix. Stop being a couch potato, right? All these stops. This really actually goes against our human nature. When we take something away, it's been proven, when our access to anything is denied or limited, we are invariably going to have some kickback against it. It's the scarcity principle. When we deprive ourselves of something we want it more, it's more desired, it becomes all of a sudden more valuable. It's the idea that the moment that you remove a specific something that say you love to eat and say, no more chocolate or no more carbs, then it's all of a sudden all you think about. What we want to do instead is add in, not take away. And I know you're thinking, I can't keep adding in or I'll never get where I want to be. But what we can do is swap out. And I just want to say not to make that a firm always swap out, like I'll always have fruit instead of say a cookie or something. Instead, you want to say generally, or for the most part, I'm going to eat, say, a handful of sunflower seeds instead of chips. That way you're not tripping the scarcity mindset. You're doing instead an exchange, not a complete takeaway, right? Or a complete removal. If you try to exile something, your brain will actually work against you. So keep that in mind. The fourth tip, and by the way, these can all easily merge together as a single new health practice, so no need to get overwhelmed. But fourth, while you're taking the scenic, steady, and small path, doing swaps, not drops, right? I want to talk about another reframe. So often we want to make a to-do list. We want to know what's the do this, don't do that. We focus on the do part of it. The idea of doing, I want you to kind of rethink this, open up your mind. How do you want to be? All right, let's start with envisioning yourself at the end of the year, this year, and you are where you long to be. You've made it. You got it, right? How are you feeling in your body, with your friends and your family? What's it like being with your coworkers when you nailed down that transformation? All right, get that vision really firm and reframe that to-do list into a be list. What is that healthy person that you are now? What is it like, right? What are you like? This speaks to making the changes inwardly, not just an outer or exterior change. I would say the reasons that most diets don't last or just only work for a very short period of time is not because we fail. It's because they are focused often on some outward change, and we never get the chance to change our inner beliefs about ourselves. We never change our identity. We still generally think we're an unhealthy person trying to do healthy things, right? Maybe we've lost weight, maybe we got fit, but we still feel like we're masquerading around as someone we're not. When you are on an I'm being my healthiest self, I'm being my healthiest self, you are healthy. Believe it, know it. That's your identity. And I know this is deep work. This is why we want and need to go slow and be steady with small steps. If you have lost weight or become fit in the past and know that feeling of being a little bit uncomfortable in that new fit person role, I'm going to strongly suggest that you look for a health coach that will help you change your inner identity so that you are being, not just doing, but you are being and stepping into that best version of you. And I have to say, not every health coach is even aware that there's a discrepancy here. So if you are looking for that, feel free. I have occasional introductory free one-on-one sessions, and you can schedule that, and we will take 45 minutes, and it's free, and we'll uncover whether it's sort of this type of inner work that needs to be done or is what's keeping you stuck. Finally, as you are working slow, steady with small switch outs, and you're beginning to sort of step into this healthy new you, you must, this last one you must do, which is celebrate as many wins as possible. And I love to encourage people to find the smallest win, okay? And I'd love to say every win, but I don't want to trigger any perfectionists that might be listening. So, but celebrating the win, and I know you hear this from every positive psychology person out there, but I also know that most people, they don't praise themselves enough. It's a practice, right? This is something that you want to practice daily, a personal praise practice. What happened today that was a win? The smaller, the most seemingly insignificant, the better. Why? Because it gets you in the practice of noticing how you are becoming different. You are becoming this new healthy you. This practice helps you change your internal view of who you are. You start to actually recognize all the ways you actually are being healthy. You're not focused on the negative, right? You're looking for and seeing, wow, I did this. I was strong at this today. And you're winning. You can see how you're winning at transforming yourself. Quick recap. If you are over resolutions, it doesn't mean that you have to give up what you've longed for, what you were hoping for this year. This year, if you're hoping for lasting health, which is, by the way, the largest majority of the January goals, you can get there by committing to a moderately paced, year-long path, making small adjustments, followed by big celebrations. That's it, folks. Like, I don't have anything else today. But again, if you can't modify your mindset away from what you've tried, say, every year that is yet to work long-term, you'll just be destined to be exactly where you are right now at the end of this year. So I just want you to promise me right now, right here, right now, that you are committing to a new mindset and a new way of being, letting that inner healthy person emerge today and every day for the rest of this year. And to keep yourself moving forward on your healthy path this year and beyond, hopefully, right? Subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any awesomely great info. All righty, see you on the next one.